Alright guys, how's it going? So anyways, yeah, that was weird. I just decided to do a little ditty on my guitar and post it. And it fucking just got like a bunch of views out of nowhere. It was a short. It was a a BitChute. It wasn't BitChute, but it was a short chart. I call them short charts. You know, when YouTube started the whole shorts thing, I started calling them shorts charts. And I had my little, on my BitChute channel, I had a little, exclusive BitChute short charts, just to make fun of YouTube. And I'd call them shorts charts. Anyways, so I put up in the spirit of short charts, I put up a couple little videos of me just playing the guitar for like a minute or two, just fucking around, whatever. And let's look at it right now. I mean, the motherfucker, I was barely up 20 minutes and it had 67 views. That doesn't even make any sense. How many does it have now? Let's go back and look. I mean, this is just curious to me. So let's see. I don't have my old man glasses because staring at this phone is just shredding my eyes. 92 views. I have no idea what that's about. I have no fucking clue what the fuck that's about. See, it says Acoustic Doom. It's the third video down. It's got 92 views. Like, whatever. I don't know. Whatever, right, guys? Anyways, it doesn't matter to me. I don't fucking care. But we'll see about that. Yeah, I gotta, it's weird, like music, whenever I do videos about music, they get a lot of views. Like, I did this one video that's like an hour-long video where I just go over, some of the bands I've played in and play little clips of the different bands I was in, and that one got like more views than any other video I put up until today. Now this Acoustic Doom video, short video I put up has got more views. Well, no, that's not true. Anyways, it's just weird. I have like 530 YouTube videos, and every once in a while one of them gets a lot of views. But whatever. The fuck is going on out here? Oh, never mind. So anyhow, I want to go back to politics. Politics has really like become very bizarre, and it's become a lot more. There is a lot of like agents and plants and agent provocateurs online engaging in political commentary on all sides, left, right, center, and everything else. And which is why whenever I see someone talking about apolitical discourse, it's a complete contradiction, because apolitical discourse is more politically charged than any other political discourse online. Like you got like this big flash mob online of all these so-called apolitical people that are basically like screaming for the death of all voters, Any and everyone that votes must be genocided now, and all. It's like, what? Like, how much more fucking political could you possibly be to be screaming at the top of your lungs that everyone that votes is stupid? Everyone that we must hate all the voters. Like, that's the most politically charged statement of the fucking, like, century, dude. Like, it doesn't get any more political than that. And all these people that are making these insane claims are all claiming that they've transcended all politics. It's like these are the most political statements you could possibly make, that you've transcended all politics and that all voters are the stupidest people on the planet. Like it doesn't get any more politically charged than that, And to believe these are apolitical discussions, only a buffoon would believe that. So that's how weird politics has gotten today, And this is the new big trend, and this trend is gonna be massive. So you'll have all these left-leaning people that are voting left, but they're going out and publicly claiming they don't vote and that all voters are stupid. You'll have all these people that are very politically charged, but their public, claim is that they're not political at all, when they're the most political fucking people you will ever come across in your life. Again, I have not seen any voters, anyone that is openly political, ever screaming that non-voters are the stupidest people in the whole wide world and how we all need to band together and hate those non-voters. I've never seen that. Have you? No, you haven't, because it doesn't exist online. But the opposite of that is like wildfire. It's everywhere on the internet. Hate any and every voter because all voters are the stupidest people on the planet. Like again, there is nothing more politically charged right now than that statement, that all voters are stupid and we need to all band together and hate all the voters. It's just the same as it's the Jays. We need to band together and hate all the Jays. We need to band together and hate all the voters. We need to band together and hate all the liberals. We need to band together and hate all the Trumpers. It's all hate, hate, hate. Everything is just hate, 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 hate. Divide, divide and conquer. Divide, divide and conquer. So we need to talk about politics. So I'll share, since I don't have any viewers really, or views. And since this is just an explosive topic, again, all these people running around like wild fucking maniacs screaming for the death of all voters, is like, wow, this is really a hot topic, is it not? Oh, I don't see that happening. Yeah, okay, you don't. Well, you must not be hanging out on BitChute much then, huh? That's all it is on BitChute. It's just pure insanity online. It's just pure, like wildfires of insanity going on all over online. The thing is that people don't want to admit it. We have been conditioned as a society to never admit our faults as a society. Like, everything is fine. That's how we're supposed to go about our life, is everything is just fine. No problems here. Like when you go out into the world and shit, don't you notice that when you go out into the world, everybody's just like, oh, everything's fine here. Nothing to see. Everything's just fine. Then you go online, and what are they saying? It's a global genocide. People are dropping like flies. Then go back out in the real world, and everybody's just like, no, nothing to see here. Everything's just fine. Go back online. All voters must be murdered. Ah! And it's like, go back out in the real world again. Nothing's going on here. Everything's just fine. Like, what in the fuck? So anyways, we got to talk about politics. Since all these so-called apolitical and non-political people are all over online screaming for the death of all voters. So we got to talk about politics. Because first of all, again, there is nothing more politically charged going on in the public square of discourse than the claim that all voters are stupid. We must all hate all voters. And if you're a voter, how dare you? I hope you burn in hell for all eternity. Voting is the ultimate sin. That's like the public's, and of course, see, the people that are parroting all this stupid shit are the ones that are going to be like, that's not true. I don't see that going on the internet. I don't see that. Yeah. And then when they're online, they're the ones that are saying it. All these voters are the stupidest motherfuckers in the whole planet. Yeah, this isn't happening. See, and those are all the people when you go out into the real world, they're all like this. They're just like, nothing to see. Just another normal day, nothing going on. Those are the same motherfuckers. They're online and everybody's dropping like flies from the global genocide, But then out in the real world, those are the same people that are doing all that shit online. You go out in the real world and they're just like, it's like all of a sudden there's no global genocide. Like they're just like, no, nothing to see, just another day. And when that's the truth, it's just another day. There ain't shit going on, you know. If it bleeds, it leads, man. Nothing's going on. And that's exactly true. So anyways, we got to talk about politics. So if everybody's screaming for the death of voters, I'm sorry guys, I'm going to have to be that one that's going to say, hey, you know what? I think you're going a little overboard with your, I think you're like, the cheese is sliding off the cracker, bro. You might want to check yourself, you know. All voters are stupid. We need to hate all voters. That sounds pretty crazy, bro. I know. I guess I just have to be that guy that kind of comes in and says, bro, does anybody see how fucking stupid this is? This whole narrative that all voters are stupid. And no, I'm the only one that sees how strange. This is a little odd. You know, so I'm just going to have to be that guy. So, you know, looking at, since everybody's screaming about politics, you know, it's like, well, let's look at politics today. So I'll just share my prideful opinion on politics. And I'll just reference Malcolm X. You know, Malcolm X said it back in the day, back before I was born. I don't even think I was born when he said it. Or I might have been, but I was just a baby or something, right? He said that liberals are more dangerous to the Negro than conservatives. That's what he said. Now, I don't know what was going on back then when he said that. But when I came across that quote, that Malcolm X quote, I thought about his quote in relation to today. Like, Malcolm X said that the liberals are more dangerous to the Negro than the conservative. He followed it up by explaining that they'll both eat the Negro. The liberal left and the conservative right, they'll both eat the Negro. Nonetheless, that doesn't change the fact, according to Malcolm X, that the liberals are more dangerous to the Negro than the conservatives. And so I looked at that and I thought, that's pretty much spot on with what's going on with politics today. Like, the liberals are more dangerous to you and me than the conservatives. Both the liberals and the conservatives will cannibalize you and I. Both of them will. But that doesn't change the fact that the liberals are more dangerous to you and me than the conservatives. So therefore, you know, if this is true, which, you know, I'm just going based off empirical evidence, what I see out in the world and what I see online and just what I see going on in the world. And based off of my prideful opinion, that's what it appears. That yes, the conservatives will eat you alive, dude. The conservatives will fucking completely cannibalize you. But the liberals will beat them to it. They're far more hungry to feast on your flesh than the conservatives. For whatever reason. Whatever the reason is, I don't know. So before you get all bent out of shape, you know, about politics and people engaging in politics and start screaming about how it's all two wings of the same bird and it's all just one big illusion and this and that. Well, okay, let's look at this idea that politics is all one big illusion. So then we're the fiery but mostly peaceful protests. Was that all an illusion too, or was there actually real fiery but mostly peaceful protests taking place? Well, you and I know the truth that there was actual real like riot type shit going on that was based in politics. So that wasn't fake and staged. There was some real shit going on, you know. I mean, or was it all just one big fake thing? Like that the child that was murdered in one of those fiery but mostly peaceful protest, that was fake too. Just everything is fake. Nothing is real. Right? Oh no, that was a real tragedy that person died in the fiery but mostly peaceful protest. That was a liberally charged protest. All that crazy shit going on with the fucking protests in 2020 or whenever it was. A lot of that was real. So how can you just say? So that'd be like saying that all that was just fake. All that whole thing about the fiery protests of 2020, that was all just fake and staged. It was all just theatrics and Hollywood stuff. So that baby that died and all those people that died and were beaten half to death and everything else, that was all just fake and staged theater. Well, no, it wasn't. And you know that it wasn't. You know that there's a lot of that shit was really happening. You know that. And yet you're going to continue going on talking about how all politics is fake. Well, no, it ain't. Because if it was all fake, then nobody would have gotten killed and beaten half to death during the fiery but so-called mostly peaceful protests. Nobody would have got hurt because it was all fake. See, it wasn't all fake. And it was all politically charged bullshit that was going on. So, I don't know. So, again, going back to what Malcolm X said, I agree with Malcolm X. You can say Malcolm X was a Freemason. You can say Malcolm X was part of the Illuminati. You can say Malcolm X was tied in with the Zionists and this and that. I mean, but like if I were to just look at that statement solely on its own merit, that the liberals are more dangerous to you and me than the conservatives, I would look at that and be like, well, based off of what I've seen and experienced, I would agree. Yeah, the liberals are more dangerous to you and I than the conservatives. Now, of course, Malcolm X follows it up by explaining that the conservatives will eat you, just like the liberals. But nonetheless, the fact remains, the liberals have much more of a bloodlust for your flesh than the conservatives. So does that mean that the conservatives are just innocent? No, not at all. They're going to fucking cannibalize you, dude. They're going to cannibalize you. They're doing it now. They have been. But like, where else is there to go? You're going to join the non-political group? Dude, it's full of a bunch of fakes and snakes and liars and thieves. And like, it's the non-apolitical group that has been formulating all this time is just as much of a bunch of goddamn snakes and liars and thieves and everything else than anyone in the conservative, camp or the fucking liberal camp. They're all full of snakes and liars and thieves and shit, dude. And you could say, well, the non-political has less snakes and liars and thieves than the liberal and the conservative party. Well, first of all, if I were to look at it, that isn't true, because I don't see voters running around like wild fucking animals all over the internet screaming for the death of non-voters. But I see the reversal of that everywhere. All these fucking so-called non-political and apolitical people all over the internet are just foaming at the mouth, practically screaming for the death of any and every voter on this planet. And again, you can deny it to yourself. You can lie to yourself and say, oh, it's not true, Angry Hope. I don't see it. And that's bullshit. You must not be hanging out on BitChute then. Because, like, that's all it is. Like, so much of it is that. Probably 80% of everything on BitChute is all these fucking insane lunatics screaming for the death of any and every voter. Yeah. In some form or other, they're just foaming at the mouth, screaming, promoting hatred of any and every voter that exists. Like, it's so fucking stupid. So, like, yeah, so then we have to talk about politics, because the apolitical person is insistent on constantly injecting the subject of politics into any and everything. You know, doesn't matter what you say. You could be like, well, you know, the sky is blue. And they'll say, oh, yeah, the Democrats are blue, too. And the Republicans and Democrats are just two wings of the same bird. Anybody that's fooled by all this politics stuff is a fucking retarded piece of shit. Like, it don't matter what you say. Somebody's going to come in injecting into the discourse how voters are all stupid and we must all hate voters, you know, and shame any and everyone that votes. Like, that's the dumbest, like, that's stupid, dude. And see, they're the ones that are constantly injecting politics into any and everything. Constantly screaming and foaming at the mouth, demanding hatred for voters. But you don't ever see the reversal of that. You do not see voters on any side of the fucking the political spectrum screaming at the top of their lungs how non-voters are the stupidest people on the planet and all voters must hate non-voters because they're so fucking... You don't see that. So the apolitical and the so-called apolitical and so-called non-political are the most politically charged people involved in public discourse in modern times, which is a complete oxymoron, total contradiction. And all it is another joiner, another thing to join. Join the apolitical camp. Join the non-political camp. Absolutely not. I will not join it. Absolutely not. I will not join the non-political camp. Just like I won't join the leftist liberal camp, and I won't join the conservative right-leaning camp. I'm not joining these camps. I'm not joining the non-political camp. Because nobody cares for the woods anymore. Yeah. There's this rallying cry to rally up all the non-apolitical people because they want to start a war with the political people. And so there's this rallying cry, join the non-political movement. Join the non-political movement. As if it's some new thing. And I respond the same I would to anyone else. I'm not on anybody's side because nobody's on my side. See, the sleight of hand trick with the so-called apolitical and non-political person and people is that they're not on anyone's side. But that's total bullshit. Like, you hear their rallying cry all day long, every day on BitChute. This rallying cry, hate the voters, all voters are stupid. Join the non-political, hate all voters. And it's like, why would I join your side? Why? Why would I join the side of the non-political any more than I would join the side of... And again, you can spend your life in denial, like, that's not true. Well, all you got to do, I'll give you an example. Go to the Corbett Report. The Corbett Report has a massive cult following. And all of the fucking cult followers of the Corbett Report, those are all the A and non-political people. And just listen to James Corbett. You know, you guys, all my audience, you guys know that, you know, all this politics stuff is bullshit. See? So subscribe to James Corbett's newsletter, you know, and buy his shitty merchandise that he sells. Join another group. So now we have another, you know, warring faction to join. Join this group and fight the opposing side. You know, it's just more division, more divide and conquer. And I already know that all you people that are screaming how all voters are stupid and politics is all fake, you're never going to listen to what I'm saying until the next Occupy movement, because that was what the Occupy movement was, the same thing. It's all two wings of the same bird. And see, you're not looking at the history of what happened with the Occupy Wall Street movement. It's all the same. And it was totally fake and staged. It was totally gay. It was completely fucking stupid. That's why Occupy never went anywhere. What good did Occupy Wall Street do? Nothing. Nothing. Occupy Wall Street was this same people that were saying, you know, we are the 99%. It's the evil 1%ers' fault. Everything is the evil 1%ers' fault. We are the 99%. Well, that's what it's resurfaced again. Repackaged, rebranded, stupid fucking Occupy Wall Street bullshit. It's two wings of the same bird. And I know all you joiners that are joining this non-political group, you're just going to deny the truth of what I'm saying. But that's the truth, you know. So going back to politics, you know, I look at what Malcolm X said. Malcolm X said that the liberals are more dangerous to the Negro than the conservatives. And he followed it up by saying, the conservatives will eat the Negro, just like the liberals will eat the Negro. But the liberals are more dangerous than the conservatives. They'll both cannibalize you. And that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Is that the liberals are more dangerous to you and me than the conservatives. Yes, the conservatives will eat us alive, yes. But the liberals have a far greater bloodlust to feast on your flesh than the conservatives do. So, you know, you can try to escape all of this by starting some so-called non-political group, but it's not going to go anywhere. That's already been tried over and over again, and there's just as many snakes and liars and scumfucks and retards in the non-political camp and the apolitical camp as there is in the liberal camp and the conservative camp. So it's a pipe dream. It's a pie in the sky pipe dream for people who can't just admit there is nowhere to go. There is nowhere to go. The non-political camp is not going to save you. It's going to cannibalize you, just like the liberal camp and the conservative camp. The non-political camp, so-called, is going to fucking eat you alive, just like the conservative camp and just like the liberal camp. Because this is the human condition. This is the human condition, to cannibalize you. You are nothing in the eyes of humankind. You are nothing. This is why, you know, Treebeard was right. I'm not on anybody's side. I'm not joining the non-political side. Like, fuck you. Get away from me with that. I don't want to hear it. All you people chanting how voters are the stupid ones and everybody hate the voters because they're the stupid ones. Like, you guys are dumb. You guys are just dumb joiners joining some stupid camp that is repackaged, rebranded bullshit from 2012 Occupy Wall Street. And you're just joining it's just another group to join. Because to escape the pain of the reality that there is no group to join. There is nothing. There is nothing. Like online, there is nothing. All these different groups and camps, online camps, they're all fucking stupid. They're all going to cannibalize you. They're going to commercialize you. You're nothing but a product to them. All you are is a click, like, view, sub. That's all you are. You know, that's all. Corbett Report is a fucking cult. And that cult is constantly, every video is saying how, you know, oh, it's all two wings of the same bird. We've all transcended politics. To me, Malcolm X is far more, makes far more sense than James Corbett. I mean, dude, look at James Corbett. Who cares what that fucker has to say? I mean, he's just another bozo on the bus like me and you and everybody else. But see, his followers don't see it that way. His followers are totally hypnotized that James Corbett is like one of the greatest intellects of our time. I see right through the dude's bullshit. All he's doing is regurgitating the "we are the 99% shit. Just like Crowhouse. Regurgitating the same stupid "we are the 99% bullshit from the Occupy Wall Street movement of 2012. They're just it's the same thing over and over and over. So again, we have to talk about politics, you guys, because that's all it is. The non-political group, like Corbett Report's non-political group and the non-political group like Crowhouse's cult following, they're all just as political as the liberals and the conservatives and the libertarians and the fucking Greenpeace and all of them. It's all the same. It's just more groups breaking off into warring factions, screaming, "We're right and you're wrong. All you voters are wrong. All us non-voters are right." It's the same thing. And see, again, this is my point. You people that are joining this stupid apolitical shit, you don't want to hear this. You want to pretend like there's some real apolitical movement going on. There isn't. And it's just like all this fascism that's been popularized on BitChute. And I already see it is finally starting to dissipate. Like all this stupid, this fake trend that fascism is cool on BitChute is already dissipating. I guarantee you in a year, nobody's going to care about it anymore. Just like 9/11. How many people care about 9/11? Yeah, it's brought up, but nobody, where's all the people marching, demanding justice for 9/11? Where's the big, massive group? That doesn't exist. 9/11 is just another clickbait subject for the truth community, the so-called truth community. And all they do is it's just a big circle jerk where they all fucking jerk each other off about 9/11, but they're not doing anything. And that's the same thing with this so-called non-political movement where all voters are stupid. It's a stupid fucking, just the latest psyop being rolled out. So, back to politics. Back to politics we go. You know, how I viewed politics since probably 2014 or 15 is that Malcolm X is right. The liberals are more dangerous to you and me than the conservatives. That doesn't mean that the conservatives are not going to fucking cannibalize you. That's all they're about. But the liberals just have more of a bloodlust to feast on your flesh in the last, 20 years than the conservatives. That's all it is. That you have all these crazy people following liberalism is not fake and staged theater. That's real. So you can say politics isn't real all you want, but all these mobs and mobs of people that believe in the philosophy of liberalism, that's all real. And they're running around burning shit down and beating up old women and throwing bricks at homeless people and fucking, burning homeless people alive and, and all this shit, all in the name of liberalism because whatever, some group of people's equal rights are not being met. Therefore, we need to go, cave a fucking homeless white guy's head in with a fucking, because that's all really happening. Same with on the conservative side. You can say that this is all fake, but you've got mobs and mobs of people, cult followers following conservatism that are promoting hatred for liberals. That's all real. And so when you look at that evidence, then apply that to politicians. Sure, you're going to have tons of fake politicians, but you're going to have politicians that are just as fucking stupidly following the liberalism ideology that are actual politicians in political offices. That they don't even know that all this is fucking stupid. They believe, and so they're making it real for themselves and any and everyone that listens to them. Everything is fake, dude. Like I keep bringing up, any of you that want to point out how the voting system is all rigged, look at the financial system. It's all rigged too. So if the financial system is rigged, why are you participating in it at all? Well, because I have to. Well, no, you don't. You can go be homeless. Just go minimize. You don't have to participate in the financial system. You can minimize your participation in the financial system. But see, nobody wants to do that. Everybody just wants more money, right? More money, more money, more money. You see anybody attempting to reduce their participation in the financial system because they know that it's just a rigged system? No. Well, the voting system is no different. The voting system is just as rigged as the financial system is rigged, and vice versa. So you're a hypocrite if you're going to be like spewing hatred towards voters because they're participating in a rigged voting system, while simultaneously all day long you're participating in the rigged financial system. And again, you can rationalize all of this in your mind how it's not hypocrisy all day and all night and to your fucking grave. But that doesn't change the reality and the fact of the matter, you know? So again, like, we got to talk about politics because everybody's foaming at the mouth, screaming for how the hatred of any and every voter that walks this earth must be victimized with hatred, you know? And it's like, no, they don't. That's not true at all. Like, I'm not joining your group to spew hatred towards voters. I'm not joining that group. And frankly, if you are joining that group, you know, like, you're just like anybody joining the liberal ideology or joining the conservative ideology. You're exactly identical. There's no difference. It's all the same. It's all relative. Constantly going back to fucking Einstein's theory of relativity. And it's funny because people be like, oh, Einstein was stupid. He was a J. But empirical evidence will strongly suggest everything seems to be relative. You know, it's the J's. Well, no, it's not. Well, back in the 80s, it was the Russians. You know, back in the 90s, you know, it was the Americans. The Americans. It was the terrorists. It's always somebody, right? In the early 2000s, it's Whitey. You know? Like, it's always somebody. You know? So yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? Like, so Malcolm X, he referred to liberals as foxes. And Malcolm X referred to conservatives as wolves. And then Malcolm X says that the liberals that he illustrated as foxes are more dangerous to the Negro than the conservatives, of which he illustrated as wolves. And he explained it in this way. When you see a wolf, you see clear and present danger. Like, a wolf is totally transparent. A wolf is like, I'm coming to get you, motherfucker. So you know you're in trouble when you see a wolf. What makes the liberals more dangerous, being foxes, is that foxes are like kind of cute, and foxes actually literally smile. They smile, and they're much more sneaky and wily. And because of that, because a fox has the ability to trick you into thinking the fox is your friend, whereas the wolf, there is no mistaking. The wolf, you know the wolf does not perceive you as its friend, ever. Whereas the fox will trick you into thinking that the fox is your friend. Is what makes the liberal more dangerous to the Negro than the conservative. And then you might be like, well, that's why I say that all politics is fake. Well, you're missing the point. See, that's what the fox would say to befriend you is, hey, I'm not political. I'm just like you. I believe that all politics is fake too. I'm your friend. Let's start a group. We'll call it Occupy Wall Street, and we'll march around with signs saying that it's all two wings of the same bird. Politics is all fake. Get the voters. All voters are stupid. We must lock up the voters. See, the fox is going to smile right along. The fox is going to say, yeah, you're right. All voters are stupid. Yeah, that's the liberal, dude. Whereas the conservative isn't going to smile at you or anything. The wolf, the conservative that's the wolf, is going to look at you and be like, dude, I'm eating you for lunch, motherfucker. You're toast, brother. The wolf isn't going to be smiling and saying, yeah, you're right. Politics is all fake. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm on your side. The wolf ain't going to do that. The wolf is totally transparent. When you see the wolf and the wolf sees you, it's all over the wolf's face. You are lunch. It's lunchtime, baby. But the fox isn't going to do that. The fox is going to say, hey, how's it going? What are you up to? And you're going to be like, well, I'm just trying to tell all these people that politics is all fake. And the fox will be like, yeah, I totally agree, man. We're like best friends. It's like you're like the best friend I never had. Let's get together over coffee and talk about it some more. Because I totally agree with you. Can't you tell by the smile on my face? I'm not trying to trick you. I'm just like you. The liberals are more dangerous to the Negro than the conservatives. This was the whole point that Malcolm X was making. Oh, he was just a Freemason. Oh, he was just, he was just a Zionist for the Jays. It's like, okay, prove it. See, there is empirical, observable proof to witness what Malcolm X was illustrating. Like you could take what he said and go out and experiment with it and observe the liberals and the conservatives. And it won't take you very long to come back and realize, well, whatever Malcolm X was, that particular illustration and statement that he made appears to be true because the liberals are like that, whereas the conservatives are. The conservatives are just, it's the same as like if you look at corporations versus nonprofit. A corporation doesn't give a fuck. A corporation is just like, I'm here to make money. So fuck you. What are you going to do about it? That's a corporation. A nonprofit is going to put up a big banner that says, we're here to help. It's the same thing. It's observable. You can look at and observe how corporations function and then look and observe how nonprofits function. A corporation is going to put up a banner that says, we're here to make money, motherfucker. That's what we're here to do. So, fuck you. That's the banner of the fucking corporation with the fucking, towering fucking skyriser fucking downtown building. But the nonprofit, it's just a little building with a giant banner that says, we're here to help you. That's exactly the same. That's exactly the point of Malcolm X, saying the liberals are gonna fucking eat you, dude. The nonprofit is not there to help you and make no money. That big banner that says we're just here to help, we're not making a profit. They're more dangerous to you than the massive corporation that's like, hey guys, fuck you, we're here to make money. You want to buy some shit? We got it for sale, And then you can say, well, I don't believe in either corporations or nonprofits then. Well, that's fine. But then when you go out into the real world, that's all there is corporations and nonprofits. That's it. with maybe like 0.5% of everything is small businesses, which use the same business models as corporations and nonprofits. So, like, you can say, I don't believe in either corporations or nonprofits. And that's fine for your worldview to be that way. But you still live in a world that is only, all it is corporations and nonprofits. And you're going to have to buy some food. You can go to the nonprofit co-op and buy their so-called organic food, or you can go to the fucking corporate Walmart or where, anything like that. Fucking, what is it, Costco or whatever. It's all the same. And you can be like, no, it isn't. Co-ops are better. Yeah, well, then that's where the political spectrum comes in. You can say that you're not political, but you either lean more liberal or more conservative. And going back to what Malcolm X said back in the 60s, so it was before I was born, when he was trying to wake up black Americans and telling them that the liberals are more dangerous to the Negro than the conservative. Or you could say they're both equally dangerous. Well, that doesn't change anything. They're both going to fucking cannibalize you. So, are politics real or not? Well, based off of that assessment, they are dangerously real. Like, it's imperative to your survival to understand that both of these political parties are real. In fact, real, not just theater, actors and stages and stagecraft. Again, look at all these people that believe the liberal ideology, that are running around burning shit down, beating up old women or whatever, all this shit. You think that none of that's really going on? You might say that until you end up in the middle of a Black Lives Matter riot and you're white and they say, hey, look, here's a white guy, let's fuck him up. And then they fuck you up. And then are you still going to be going on how it's just fake? That was just fake in stage theater? That they fucking knocked your fucking teeth down your throat was all just fake in stage theater? No. That was as real as the day is long, wasn't it? See, I was heavily involved in Occupy Wall Street because, in theory, the idea of like joining the non-political group is great in theory. In practice, it has all the same problems as the liberals and the conservatives. It's full of a bunch of snakes and liars and thieves and murderers and scumfucks that the only reason they're there is to vampirize you, dude. Just like the conservative party and the liberal party. So theoretically, that's great. But in reality, it's just another fucking opportunivore cult that wants to draw you in. Like, join the non-political people. There is no non-political group to join. Go hang out on Corbett Report's channel then. Go watch all his followers. They're all non-political. And Corbett Report is just one example. Crow House, masses and masses and hordes of just non-political people all forming up their groups to get to attack. We got to attack the voters. And so if you're buying into all this stupid bullshit about the non-political stuff, then you don't want to hear what I have to say. You're not going to listen. But you go join one of these non-political groups, and you find there's just as many snakes and liars and murderers and thieves and vampires, and they start vampirizing you. You're going to walk away fucking pissed off, and then you're going to then your perspective is going to be all new again, and you're going to be like, okay, now what? So the non-political group are a bunch of vampires. The fucking conservative group are a bunch of vampires.
the fucking liberal group are a bunch of vampires. Where else is there left to go? Well, then you might come across an X-Files episode, and they talk about it, where the guy, the fucking guy, schedules a secret meeting with fucking Scully, way out in the middle of nowhere, miles and miles away from everything. And Scully's like, motherfucker, I guess I gotta go fucking meet this guy because it has to do with Mulder, and Mulder has disappeared, and I need to find Mulder. So I'm gonna go way the fuck out here in the middle of nowhere, risk my fucking life and limb to try to save Mulder, because this fucking guy claims he has info, and he wants to meet me like 100 and fucking, whatever, like hundreds of miles out in the middle of nowhere. And then Scully goes out there, and the guy shows up, and she's like, why the fuck did you bring me all the way out here? And he said, dude, there is nowhere left to go. Even right here, right now, hundreds of miles from any and everything, we are being watched. This is how fucking bad it's gotten. There is nowhere left to go. There is no non-political group of refuge to join. There is nowhere left. See, this non-political thing is just another it's just another psyop. There is nowhere left to go. There is no group. Or I'll tell you this much. There is no group online. Like, if you're looking for a group that you could join, or some group of people that isn't totally insane, and so you're just kind of checking out the internet just to see what's going on. Well, when you go to the internet, you see all these billboards that say, we are the group that you want to join. You know, you see all this billboarding going on all over on the internet. And I'm telling you, those are all of those, they're all the same as the liberal group and the conservative group. They're all the same. The only group that that potentially you can find, they're not billboarding at all. You will never see an online billboard of them, or even a billboard in real life of them. They're not promoting it. And there is tons and masses of promotion for the apolitical movement, which all it is the same as Occupy 2012. It's the same. So if you're looking for some refuge, some group to join where you can get refuge from all this insanity, and you're online and you see all this billboarding, like Corbett reports trending again, or what, that's all billboarding. See, anything that's billboarding, promoting shit, it's just another fake group. You may as well join the Republicans or Democrats. You're not going to find it through billboards, like the trending billboards, the popular billboards, and all this shit. No, you're going to have to go into like digging and digging and digging all these just like everyday channels. And still, like, you have a much better chance of finding something in the real world than you do online. Because that's all online is billboarding. At least out in the real world, you'll walk by someone and know that they're not part of some billboarding campaign. They're just another Joe Blow like you. And if you interact enough with Joe Blows like you out in the real world, you're eventually going to come across prospects where somebody might say, dude, there's this thing that I've been involved in, and it's not billboarded. It's not billboarded on the internet. It's not billboarded on the freeway. It's not billboarded on mainstream media. It's just a bunch of, group of people, and we all just meet up once a week, and they're just decent people. We're not radicals. We're not pushing any radical thing. We all just kind of hang out and try to give each other, support and stuff. And it has nothing to do with any radical movement or anything. It's just people getting together to show each other moral support, and we just hang out for an hour, drink coffee, and share a little bit and listen to each other, and then we go on our way. And I've been hanging out there for the last year, and they're like super chill people. But it isn't based on any kind of movement. It has people from all different walks of life, and it's not billboarding all over the place. It's not billboarding at all. You know, that's the only fucking shit you're gonna find. But all this billboarding shit, it's all the same. It's just full of snakes and liars and murderers and thieves. And that's all they're there for, is to vampirize you. Whether it's the non-political group, the conservative political group, the liberal political group, it's all the same. The truther community, it's all the same. It's all billboarding, promotion. Anyways, that's it.